All right. Well, we'll jump into the AL Central since we were just I was just ranting here about the Reds. So AL Central, we got the Brewers, Cubs, Reds, Pirates, Cardinals. Um, Listen, I'm just gonna give you a hot take here. I think the Reds are gonna win the division there.
You mean the
I
NL
like
Central, right?
did I say AL? Yeah, I definitely meant NL. I'm sorry. I'm dumb.
That's all good.
Um, yeah, just a total idiot. But yeah, we got Brewers, Cubs, Reds, Cardinals, and Pirates. And personally, I think the Reds are gonna win this division. Um, I like their pitching depth. Right now, Hunter Green is out till about June or July. He had to get some arthroscopic work. I've already ranted about this. He should have got this work done last year. But even without him, if he does come back this season and there's no complications or anything like that, that would actually give him a pretty fresh arm if we were to make the postseason, compared to a lot of other pitchers who go out and pitch 30, 33 games this year. So that does have a slight upside to it if he comes back with no complications. But the rest of our pitching rotation, I mean, one of the challenges we were going to have coming into spring training was which pitcher wasn't going to make the rotation, because, we had Nick Lodolo and Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott was our ace over the last season, you could argue, and then after that, you've got our upcoming stud, Chase Burns. You've got Brady Singer, who we traded for from, the Royals, who's been pitching great, and then you had this upcoming stud, Rhett Lauder, and the difference between him and Burns is one of those, like, velocity pitchers, right? He's just got disgusting stuff, but Lauder's one of those, again, hit your spot pitchers, and I really like those guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like those hit your spots, trick you kinda pitchers, that are just playing mental games up there with the hitters, and just, have such a good connection with the catchers that they know exactly how the catcher wants to call that game. So really excited for them. They've got a pretty solid bullpen, not one of the best, but also I think middle of the pack, and then I like what they've done as far as their lineup goes. Um, I think they've got 13 good offensive players with 2 to 3 more sitting in AAA that if, a couple of them struggle at any point, we've got guys to call up and guys to send down. Um, so I got the Reds winning that division. I still think the Brewers are a solid team, could easily make a wild card spot. St. Louis is never an easy out. They lost some guys, but they're sort of in a rebuild mode, but they'll always surprise you because they're a well-run org. And then I think the Cubs lost Pete Crow, but the Cubs are I think if there's any team that's gonna compete for the division with the Reds or that the Reds need to worry about, it's the Cubs. I mean, that's the favorite right now, I'd say, to win the division. But what are your thoughts on that, Alex? You think
Yeah,
I'm crazy
I'm
for
gonna
thinking the
I'm
Reds?
gonna make a I'm gonna make a surprising one. I think one of those more surprising teams that are gonna come out this year are the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think with Paul Skeens and Bubba Chandler as their 1 and 2, that's like if you have to face them back to back in a series, that sucks. They just acquired Brandon Lowe, Jake Magnum, and Mason Montgomery from the Rays. And I think the biggest piece that's gonna help them is they got Marcell Ozuna from, the
The Braves?
Braves.
Yeah,
And I think, dude, like, you you saw it last year.
he's gonna have so many.
Skeens would have had, like, 8 more wins if they just scored, like, 1 more run every time he played. Like, it was like they just needed it to score more runs, and I think they actually did a pretty good job considering they're the Pittsburgh Pirates at getting some talent in there. It shows that they're actually trying.
Okay.
But
Alright.